We got some clips. We got some official footage of Shedeur throwing that thing around. Obviously, we have some updates from Kevin Stefanski, who announces that Kenny Pickett will not be playing in this Saturday's preseason game, which means he missed the entire preseason. So what does that mean for trades and things? That'll probably be a separate video. We'll get into it. But for what it stands right now, it looks like Shedeur got a decent amount of reps, right? Now, Stefanski did say Shedeur Sanders was still limited today, but he got practice throws the team wanted him to.
What happens when the Browns think they're safe? Only for Shedeur Sanders to march back into camp like the main character of a sports drama no one saw coming. Forget the old playbook. This guy is the playbook. Coaches are sweating, teammates are staring, and Cleveland suddenly looks like a Netflix series renewed for another season. Buckle up, because Shedeur didn't just come back. He returned ready to turn training camp into his personal highlight reel.
It looked like Shedeur Sanders is back on the practice field, man, after coming off an oblique injury. He was out of commission for about a week, man. Now, it's no guarantee that he will start or even play Saturday, but just to see him back in practice make me feel a hell of a lot better. I will tell you that, knowing this whole situation that is happening with the Cleveland Browns. Now, footage was released of him at practice, and Kevin Stefanski talked to the media. With all that being said, I'm done talking, man. Roll the footage.
The Browns camp was supposed to be boring, quiet, predictable. Coaches were recycling cliches, veterans were jogging through drills, and rookies looked lost in the headlights. Cleveland's plan was simple: keep the noise down, keep the headlines away. But then Shedeur Sanders walked back in, and suddenly it felt less like training camp and more like the opening episode of a reality show.
For as much as Shedeur fans, and even me included, were hard on the Browns, I last week said, hey, let's appreciate the Browns for treating Shedeur with some respect and not just some fifth rounder. Whatever. Let's waive you like they did Luke Floria, the undrafted free agent. They said, nah, let's take our time. Let's not rush him out there. Let's make sure he feels nice. And then to that credit, you can see Shedeur kind of feeling it. Now, this is where you knew he was feeling it, man. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, this is like a few weeks ago, but there was like a pass he threw to McDonald. I think he's a tight end or running back. I forgot, but it was an overthrow. It was a big deal, whatever. It was actually not a bad attempt. And it was like, if McDonald had just a little more, he could have got it, but it seemed like they didn't.
This wasn't just a return, it was a takeover. Shedeur didn't just walk into camp, he owned it. He carried himself like someone who already knew the playbook, the media script, and which assistant coach had eaten the last donut. While most rookies try to blend in, Shedeur acted like the field was his stage, and everyone else was just a background extra. The Browns weren't ready, the fans weren't ready.
Shedeur Sanders continues to shine at Cleveland Browns camp, and at the end of the day, they list him as key QB4 behind Gillen Gabriel, behind Kenny Pickett, and behind Joe Flacco. And they also signed Tyler Huntley because a couple of their quarterbacks, Pickett and Gabriel, was hurt. And even Shedeur has some shoulder injuries, or shoulder soreness, but at the end of the day, they play Friday. It's probably going to be one of the most watched preseason games in history. And if he don't get a fair shake, even if they put him on the practice squad, if he don't get a fair shake, I don't want to hear nothing more about there ain't no systematic oppression in America. I don't want to hear Anton Daniels speak on it. I don't want to hear Cooley speak on it. These dudes started a YouTube channel, and they started making some money off their YouTube channel, and they started thinking, oh, we made it, so it ain't no oppression. And they let some...
Even Cleveland's weather wasn't ready, because this wasn't just another quarterback jogging in for reps. This was the same guy who turned college football into must-see TV, now stepping into a franchise that hasn't known stability since black and white broadcasts. The energy he brought didn't just raise eyebrows, it shook the entire facility.
It's a moment a lot of Browns fans have been looking forward to through training camp. Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders getting first-team reps. Well, that happened during Wednesday's practice session for the very first time in a unique way. Now, Sanders got work against the first-team defense, but it was a mismatched 11-on-11. So while he was working against first-team defensive guys like Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, he was working with the second-team offense. Now, there were 4 reps in that session, so a small body of work. One of those plays was a rush. The other 3 were passes from Sanders. The first play, Sanders had an incompletion, but he started feeling comfortable. The next 2 passes were completed. Sanders went 2 for 3 in passing with that one rushing play. Small body of work, but a major milestone for the rookie quarterback in this quarterback competition. His next milestone, getting work with the first team offense that has yet.
And you could see it immediately. Teammates who had been coasting suddenly looked sharp. Wideouts who had been half speeding through routes now sprinted like Olympic hopefuls. Even the water boys stood taller, because when Shedeur's in the building, mediocrity feels illegal. This wasn't Cleveland inviting him to fix their quarterback mess. It was Shedeur deciding he would fix it, whether they liked it or not. And here's the kicker. He might just be right.
The situations were invaluable for Shedeur, for all of our offense. We got a 3rd and 1 where he had a quarterback sneak. I mean, there's just a lot of football, and that's by design, with him getting a ton of reps in this game, and he'll get a ton of reps next week as well. That's all part of our development of our
Competition in camp is what every coach dreams about, and Shader's presence gave Cleveland exactly that. Suddenly, veterans who thought their jobs were safe were sweating. Rookies who thought they had a cushion realized their window might already be closing. The offense, which had been wobbling like a broken shopping cart, suddenly had life. Shedeur wasn't just another QB, he was a spark that turned practice into fireworks.
Continuing to progress. He's doing everything in his power to get back out there ASAP. No, he's fine. A lot of this is just getting some guys ready who are playing on Saturday. So Kenny's not playing Saturday, so just getting more walkthrough type reps. Yeah, doing more, and then the important part is just to find out how he comes out of today, how he felt.
But the difference this time is maturity. Since his college days, Shedeur has been grinding, sharpening his mechanics, bulking up, and mastering the mental game. His confidence is undeniable, his poise unshakable. The contrast is almost funny. While the Browns' other quarterbacks look outdated, Shedeur looks like the future. Veterans stared in disbelief, rookies whispered, and fans online couldn't stop buzzing. For once, Cleveland actually had hope, and that hope had a name.
Training camp season is technically over, but we're going to take a look at today's practice of the Cleveland Browns because we're on Shedeur Sanders' watch, and he's back. And we got to take a look at we've been in Shedeur Sanders' watch all off season long, from rookie camp till now, to the future. We're watching all the reps. I got almost 2.5 minutes here. We're going to loop this and keep talking ball. These are fresh clips, hot off the press.
The truth is, Shedeur's return isn't just about one preseason. It's about the Browns' future. This franchise has been cursed at quarterback for decades. Coaches come and go, schemes collapse, hope evaporates. But now you've got a 22-year-old walking in like he holds the blueprint to fix it all. NFL history has seen this before. Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, guys who weren't supposed to take over but did. Why not Shedeur?
Turn back to practice, and he got the internet and social media on fire. They said he was remarkable in today's training camp and at practice. About it, man. I'm here to tell you, man, all the reports that I've got, everything that people have sent to me, every little X clip, every little social media clip says Shedeur Sanders left Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns speechless today after practice. Now, we know Shedeur has been hampered, as they say, with an oblique injury. And he wasn't able to play in the game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now he's back at practice. And the way he looked, they said he just looked remarkable.
And here's the irony. The Browns, a team famous for ruining quarterbacks, might finally be saved by one they can't ruin. Shedeur has the tools, the mentality, and the swagger to flip the script. If he delivers, we'll look back at this training camp as the turning point. For now, though, every snap, every throw, every huddle feels like history being written. The Browns didn't just get a quarterback back. They got a storyline that could define their entire season.
The thing is, Shedeur Sanders is back. We got to see what they're going to say about the preseason game. It'll probably come out while I'm posting it up on YouTube. That's usually how things work with the numbers and stuff. All in all, I'm not seeing any flinching. I'm not seeing any of that. Looks like we're back ready to rock and roll. That's looking solid. There's Kenny Pickett there. There's Flacco. They all got a good rapport, looks like. That's solid.
The wide receivers know it too. Suddenly, they're diving for catches like every ball could end up on SportsCenter because nobody wants to be the guy who drops a Shedeur dart. Even the defense has changed. They came into camp expecting another year of bullying shaky quarterbacks. Instead, they've got a real test on their hands, and secretly, they love it. Shedeur's presence makes everyone sharper, hungrier, better. That's what leaders do.
Shedeur got on the field. You watching the game, Chad. There's a lot of Shedeur Sanders fans. What did you think of his first outing?
Listen, all the talk and the narratives and the storylines and whatever you want to say, sooner or later that ball's about to snap. And that young man we watched in Colorado, who's one of the best football players in the nation, is now looking like one of the best football players in the nation at another level. That's what it was. I knew the collusion and all the stuff, like I said, you want to go through. You saw what Shedeur Sanders was capable of. We all knew what Shedeur Sanders was capable of, and he's going to show that he should start there.
Now picture Shedeur in the middle of Cleveland's history. On one side, decades of quarterback disasters. On the other, the desperate hope of a city that just wants someone to believe in. He's not just fighting for a starting job. He's battling the ghosts of every failed experiment that came before him. And if he wins, he becomes more than a starter. He becomes a legend.
The coach is in awe. He was out there moving around, throwing pinpoint passes, throwing dimes, throwing lasers, throwing missiles, and he was having a great time. And they said, man, Kevin Stefanski was left speechless. And we did a video earlier. We was talking about Kevin Stefanski at the post-game press conference after practice, and he was talking about how Shedeur looked, and he said, man, he was moving around well, and we're going to evaluate him after the day to see how he's feeling. But from the looks of everything, from the footage that I have, Shedeur Sanders was out there moving around. He was out there throwing that thing. I know it wasn't that much, but he was throwing pinpoint passes. He was putting it on time and on target. He was moving around well. And that's not a sign of somebody that was struggling with an oblique injury. He was moving.
The veterans hate it. Years of grinding, and now a 22-year-old is stealing the spotlight in just a few drives. It's like opening for a concert and realizing the crowd only came for the headliner. No matter what they do, Shedeur is the show. The front office is sweating, unsure if they should play it safe with veterans or risk it all on the rookie who might just break the curse. Either way, the controversy has already begun.
Y'all saying, my name is Willie B, man. Hey, he the real deal.
Real deal. That's coming from Willie.
That's coming from Willie. Hey, now how y'all feel now? How y'all feel now? No matter what he do, how you feel now? That man playing for his daddy. All you haters, if you hate Shedeur, you hate football. How can you not love that story? Deion Sanders, absolute legend.
Because here's the truth. Training camps aren't supposed to matter this much. They're supposed to be routine, forgettable, a warm-up before the real thing.
And here's the beauty of it. This isn't just about football. It's about legacy. Deion Sanders built a college empire, and now his son is building something in the NFL. Every throw Shedeur makes isn't just a highlight, it's a continuation of a dynasty. But he isn't trying to be Deion's clone. He's creating his own identity, his own story, and if he succeeds, Cleveland won't just have a quarterback, they'll have a savior. Because here's the truth, training camp isn't supposed to matter this much, but with Shedeur in the building, every rep feels like a revolution. He's made Cleveland relevant, he's made them exciting, he's given them hope, and even if he doesn't take a single regular season snap this year, he's already changed the Browns forever. One way or another, this isn't just training camp anymore, it's history in the making, and Shedeur Sanders didn't come back to blend in, he came back to dominate.